Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. So, we know that the court ordered the Hinman docs to be released to Ripple last week, but we haven't heard too much else from it. And they kind of delayed until Monday, but now it's Wednesday and we still haven't heard anything about it. So, is the SEC begging XRP and Ripple to not release these things to the public and are waiting for a settlement? Or are they already nailing down the details for a settlement? That definitely could be one of the possible outcomes if there's really damning evidence in those documents that the SEC doesn't come out. Now, it doesn't have to be really damning information because the SEC has been spending a lot of resources actually fighting this lawsuit. Plus, they also have the LBRY lawsuit, and that actually pertains a lot to the Ripple case if there isn't a settlement right now, because LBRY and Ripple are essentially being sued for the same thing, selling unregistered securities. And those of you in the XRP army that don't really know, LBRY is actually able to use a lot of the discovery in the Ripple case to help their case. Now, if the SEC lose the LBRY case, they basically have lost the XRP case. I do not see a scenario where the SEC loses the LBRY case and wins the XRP case. However, if they win the LBRY case, they will have a much stronger argument in the XRP case. These two lawsuits are very, very similar. They're being sued for the exact same thing. And the thing is, like, both of them, they have a lot of the same arguments. They're different, but they do have a lot of the same arguments. So I'm hoping that the LBRY case gets decided in LBRY's favor, and that should come before the Ripple decision. If that decision gets determined in the LBRY's favor, then the Ripple lawsuit is all but over, and I do think they might come to a settlement, because if they don't, they will actually lose. Now, both sides have filed basically like complaints or oppositions against each other's summary judgment. And I don't really know how that's going to drag out. I'm not really sure if that's going to drag out the case even more. I still think it'll settle in March of next year, but there is a possibility that whatever is in those Hinman documents could force a settlement. But we haven't heard anything from for a week. Maybe they are working out details. That is by far the best case scenario, that the SEC don't want those documents real, because remember, the SEC has actually mentioned that they put a pause on revealing those documents to the public. Presumably there is something embarrassing in there, but if there's only something embarrassing but not extremely detrimental to the SEC's case, then they won't want to settle. They can stand an embarrassment given how much resources they've actually put into this lawsuit. However, if there is some damning information that we don't already know in those papers that would expose a lot of the SEC's corruption, of course, that's the angle that Brad Garlinghouse and his legal counsel are playing. But a lot of that is actually for PR, is just for PR purposes. If legally that actually is true, then we could definitely get an XRP pump, in November or December. And November would actually be the highest XRP would actually pump, because you have SWELL coming up. Now, if they actually announce the XRP lawsuit results at SWELL, I think that could pump the coin a lot. Now, it won't go to like hundreds of dollars, obviously, but it can maybe triple, maybe even quadruple based on that. Now, it would actually retrace afterwards, even if it did triple or quadruple. So if they did announce like the big thing at SWELL, the lawsuit results at SWELL, I would expect it to go maybe like 150, and then like a little bit after a couple of weeks, I would expect it to drop under $1 again because of the bear market. Remember, like, buy the rumor, sell the news, but this news would be big enough to actually give it a sudden pump. Think about when ODL came out in 2018. That was like massively huge, right? But in the end, after a while, the XRP price essentially dropped as we got into the new year, because the thing is, there wasn't automatic adoption, there wasn't trillions of dollars worth of volume. Now, the thing is, like, the lawsuit ending would definitely reduce like the overhang of dread over XRP, but it also doesn't mean instant adoption. Like, Garlinghouse has actually been touting that XRP's ODL growth has been growing like 200% quarter over quarter, but that really hasn't affected price. And I don't think that, like, just because the lawsuit's settled, it's all of a sudden going to trillions of dollars. I know there's a bunch of ISO 20022 hype, but I don't really think that has much to do with cryptos at all. Plus, Chainlink CCIP did just make Swift be able to settle and make payments with pretty much any crypto blockchain out there. I think that's more of a rich text. That's more of a rich text like data format, and if you look at Matt Hamilton and other people in the know, they kind of think that as well. So the thing is, like, it's not immediate use case, but it would be enough of a pump, like the ODL release, to pump up XRP maybe 3, maybe 4x, and that's a great time to actually take some profit. I mean, you could just try to hang on forever and hope for like 589, but I mean, how many times has that been said, and how many times has it happened? I think you're like 0 out of like 500 for that. So I think it's better just to take the safer route, take some profit, and then buy in for later. If XRP like triples or quadruples, you wouldn't sell your whole stack, but you would at least sell part of the stack to actually get some profits if you're actually trading, definitely. Even if you're a long-term holding, I would sell like 20-30% of the stack just to get some profits, and then buy in lower later on. So that's kind of my thoughts about XRP. I think that's the best case scenario. They could possibly announce a lawsuit victory at SWELL, which is November 16th through 17th, I believe. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.